What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. Welcome to part whatever we're on. I think we're on 7 of the buyer's guide. I'm probably only going to have 1 or 2 more of these after this one. We are finally wrapping up, mostly because the month of November is almost over, and I'm not going to go into the December with this. We're going to start getting out on the water and doing a lot of winter fishing. I'm going to start bringing you all a lot of winter techniques that I really enjoy doing during the winter time. So, without further ado, today's video, part whatever, topwater baits. Some of my all-time favorite topwater baits that I don't feel like a lot of people fish that much, that are kind of different. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so when we're talking topwater baits, you know, I know a lot of people, they're going to go with frogs, they're going to go with wake baits, they're going to go with stuff on top of the water that are kind of common. So we're not even going to talk about frogs. Frogs are frogs, man. Like they're all kind of the same. Everybody has their own opinion. I don't really care. I throw all kinds of different frogs. I throw spro frogs. I throw booyah pad crashers. I throw everything. So we're not really going to dive into frogs today. That's about the extent of my frog diving. So I am going to bring you 4 different topwater baits that I feel are not fished quite as often as most people would think, and they're different. You know, it's something that they're not like super expensive, but they're not as cheap as some of the frogs are. They're in like the $10 to $15 range, so they're still not overly expensive. But I just don't feel like a lot of people fish them quite as heavily. One of these, everybody's gonna be like, well, we fish that all the time, and I get that, but it's worthy of being on here. So we're gonna actually start with that one because it is, I mean, everybody knows about it now. When it first debuted a few years ago, everybody just went crazy for it. It originally originated as a, I think a musky lure, and then they downsized to a bass lure, and that is the Whopper Plopper by River to Sea. It's hard not to include this in a topwater video. You know, this is the, I want to say it's a perch color maybe. I think that's what it is. But this is the 110. They make 4 or 5. I can't remember if they came out with a 5th size now or not. But anyway, they make a bunch of different sizes, a bunch of different colors. If you don't know what the Whopper Plopper is, this tail back here actually spins in the water and creates a plopping sound, and that the hook doesn't get in the way. The hook stays back like this, and this just kicks in the water and creates a nice little bubbling bloop, 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 bloop sound. I hope you liked that imitation of it. I hope I did a good job of that. It's just it's a more non-traditional way of being able to fish a buzz bait, because you know, a buzz bait, you can't really you can't throw it out reel and kill it because it starts sinking. So with this, the great thing about the Whopper Plopper is you can throw it out there, burn it, and kill it. You know, when I love to fish these around docks. When you're coming out there, you burn it to the dock and kill it right at that post, and you're gonna get bit when it's just sitting there. They're gonna come up and explode on that bad boy. So that is one of my biggest reasons why I love the Whopper Plopper so much. I love a buzzbait, don't get me wrong. Buzzbait has its place and time, just as every bait does, but the Whopper Plopper has the advantage because of the ability to float. So that's also why I didn't put buzzbaits in this video. Everybody and their brother makes a buzzbait. Everybody knows what a buzzbait is, so we're not adding that in the video either. But Whopper Plopper, like I said, this is the 110. They make a, I want to say they make a 45, a 90, 110, 130, and a 190. I may be way off on that, but I think those are the correct sizes. But anyway, this is the 110 in the more natural clear perch color that I really like. All right, so next we've got another variation of the Whopper Plopper. This is by Chase Baits, and it's a phenomenal little bait that I absolutely love. I can't remember if I did a video on this or not. I actually just cut this off my rod, so let me get the line off here real quick because that bothered me in the last video. This is the Chase Baits Drunken Mullet. I know that's a mouthful. So, the cool thing about this bait, it's still a topwater Whopper Plopper style bait, but it's segmented, as you can see here. The tail is segmented, and you also have a double style plopper tail. So it actually gives a much more unique sound over the Whopper Plopper. Yet again, I'm not saying one's better than the other. They both have their place. This is the, I want to say this is actually the small size of the chase Phace. They make two different sizes of this. I can't remember what size it is though, but everything in this video is going to be linked down in the comment description below, and I'm going to give you colors and sizes and all that jazz. I'm going to link everything down there for you guys. But yet again, like I was saying, this is the Drunken Mullet. It does have that unique tail swimming action there that you get out of a jointed swim bait, but it's added in with a Whopper Plopper style bait with that tail that does have a double tail, so that it is capable of giving a different sound than the Whopper Plopper. So, now we've got those two out of the way. These two are, the last two are kind of some of my favorite style of baits to throw. I don't get to throw them very often because of how large they are. I throw them a lot in the fall. In the fall, you kind of have that mentality of either size down really small to try and imitate those bait fish, or upsize really large to try and get a bigger bite. And I feel like that's where these baits come in, is they're kind of a little bit bigger than normal what you would be throwing, but they're walking baits. So this is the Teckle One Knocker. I hope I said that right. If I didn't say Teckle right, I'm sorry. I think that's how it's said. But this is the Teckle One Knocker. It gets its name because it does have a single knocker inside of it. Let me see if I can get these hooks to hold still. I assume you can hear that. It's got the one knocker style in it. It is a larger bait. It's a heavier bait as well, coming in at almost an ounce. So you can't really throw this on the little rods either. But you can chuck it a country mile, and it has got a very wide wobble when it's walking through the water. It's not a super tight wobble. It's very wide, and I like it a lot because of the color selection that you have, as well as the size selection that you have. The Teckle One Knocker comes in a bunch of different colors. This was just the one that I think my future mother-in-law got for me for Christmas last year. But it's just an all-around fun color. I really enjoy it. Really nice walking action. That's, you know, what more can you say? You know, it's a walking bait. You know, walking baits are just a lot of fun to throw. All right, so this last one, I don't know if it's a JDM bait, so I'm not gonna call it a JDM bait, but I'm like 99% sure this is a Japanese brand, and that is Ima, I-M-A, and this is the Ima Little Stick. It is a pencil popper style bait. Let's see if I can get it to focus there on the nose for you so you can actually see it a little bit better, and my camera's just doing all kinds of funny things, but it's a pencil style bait. You know, I know there's a bunch of different versions out there, but this is the one that I really like. It's kind of tapered towards the back with a much fatter end in the back. The nose is much smaller than the butt end is. It does come with that feathered treble hook. I know a lot of people, you know, want to debate on feathered, non-feathered, but I feel like majority of the time feathered is just always better. And it does come like this straight out of the box. You know, this is straight out of the box. Very good premium hardware. If you want to upgrade to EWG or not EWG, oh shoot, the wide gap, whatever hooks. Van Dam makes them with Shad, and everybody has their own version and whatnot. But anyway, if you want to upgrade to bigger hooks, absolutely upgrade to bigger hooks, because this is a large bait. This is I think an ounce and a quarter, maybe an ounce and a half. Like this isn't a little bait. You're gonna have to throw this on a good bait, on a good rod. I throw this on my cranking rod, my deep cranking rod, because it's still limber enough to handle the treble hooks. But all around, this is a really fun bait to fish. Yet again, another wide walking bait. When you go to those heron lakes like Lake Murray, That's where I first discovered this bait, was on Lake Murray. You know, they chase those blue heron or whatever those fish, or whatever that bait fish is called. They're very hard. Those fish are very hard to catch. And I talked to a lot of locals there that said, you know, if you want to get on a good top water bite in the morning, this was the way to go with the I'm a Little stick. This is the small version. They do make a much bigger version. I can't remember the exact sizes on it, but this is the one that I go with. So I'll link it down in the comment section below, the color and the size of what this one is. But that's all the baits. I forgot, we're only doing 4 today. So those are just kind of some uncommon yet really good topwater baits that I like a lot, that I feel like other anglers would like, that may not necessarily buy it for themselves, but if it was a gift to them, they would get to use it and they would actually really like these. And that's kind of what we're going for. You know, we're not wanting to do like the stereotypical this you know, this spinner bait, this jig. Everybody makes a spinner bait and a jig. That's why, if you'll notice, that's why I haven't done one, because everybody makes them. They're all very similar. You know, mine are custom by Lick Creek Custom Lures, but all spinner baits and all jigs are very similar. So we're not going to do this whole in-depth video on all that jazz. You know, I'll leave you a link down there to my jigs and spinner baits by Lick Creek Custom Lures if you want. But anyway, we're going to finish up this video because I promised y'all we were not going to get super long with these anymore, because we did have a long one, and I do apologize. But anyway, I think that's it. Leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Tell me where you're from, where you're watching from. If you got any of these baits, if you like them, don't like them, let me know what you think. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications for the Tackle Warehouse gift card giveaway. That'll be sometime this month. I appreciate you guys watching. Take care, guys.